Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, EveryCentCountsTGI. My name is Sinesipho and this is episode 5. Let's get in. Welcome back. I feel like I should welcome myself back also. It's been a minute. Yeah, the past few months were interesting, mendigo-ish, to be honest. And I think there was a part of me that almost quit. Like I almost just didn't come back. But like I've always said, I need to do this. So I'm back and I'm ready to. I wanted to make sure before I start that I really lay a really good foundation for this journey by telling you about myself and just sharing the amount of debt that I have. And then lastly, I closed off by sharing the different methods that were offered to me, and I also shared the method that I'm using. So that was quite a very interesting start for me. I feel like I went past the hard part of getting myself into the idea that this is actually happening and I'm here and it's happening. Yes. I also want to share some personalized touches that I've added to the 7 baby steps. In that way, I ensure that I actually achieve this goal. And unlike how I did before, I did not go and change everything. No, I took exactly what Dave Ramsey recommends, and then I just went and added things that I know that I needed. The first thing that I want to do in this video is to actually share the 7 baby steps. Now guys, I'm going to be very honest with you. You will not see these 7 baby steps displayed like this again in my channel. And the reason for that is I am terrible with saying start and end of anything that I do. I have this tendency of, I don't know if my mind thinks I'm already there, or I get really scared that maybe there's a chance I will never get there, and then I end up not doing it. So I try and deal with my anxiety and doubts by taking one step at a time. It works much better for me, but just for a few minutes I will display and I will actually share the 7 baby steps.
Baby step number 1, save $1,000 for your starter emergency fund. Step number 2, pay off all your debt except the house using the debt snowball. Step number 3, save 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. Step number 4, invest 15% of your household income in retirement. Step number 5, save for your children's college fund. Step number 6, pay off your home early. And lastly, step number 7, build wealth and give.
Now guys, I'm sure you understand why I do not want to see all of them at the same time, because the idea of actually building wealth and give is mind-blowing. I literally start getting goosebumps when I think of step number 7. So that's why I don't like to see all of them at the same time. So guys, those are the 7 baby steps to get out of debt by Dave Ramsey. I just finished off step number 1, but before I get there, I just want to share a few things that I had to consider before actually starting the 7 baby steps. Now the first thing that I had to do was to do some research as to why we need to first save for emergencies. I struggled with this idea of saving first. That's why I failed the first time I tried this method. So this time I felt more ready and prepared to just apply the first step, which is to save. Now, one of the main highlights from what I heard and from what I was reading to prepare myself for step number 1 was the fact that if you don't define what is an emergency to you, everything will be classified as an emergency. And I think that's why before, when I would try and save, it would not work out. Even if I'm just saving to pay off my debts, like I said, I will end up doing something totally different from what I had originally planned, which is to pay off my debts. So that was the first thing that gave me, that faith and that hope that, okay, this is the best step to take, because I was struggling, guys. I will be very honest with you. The second concern that I had was the fact that we must save $1,000. $1,000 is about what, 17,000? And right there I was like, nope, this can't happen for me. How can I save an amount that is actually more than what I earn? So I did some research only to find out that Dave Ramsey has that amount if you earn a specific salary, right? So I had to look at my salary and I had to say, based on my salary, what is the equivalent of $1,000 based on my salary? Secondly, based on what I've listed as an emergency. And the conclusion that I got from that research, I found that $2,000 is equivalent to an emergency fund for me. Then the third concern was, where do I keep the money? Because I know myself, something will come up, guys, like something will come up. So for the first 6 months, I've asked someone very, very, very strict in my life to keep the money for me, and they're only allowed to give me the money when I need it, as per the list I have given them. Yes, so that's as far as I've gone to make sure that this time I get this method right. So those were the three main concerns for me with this emergency fund. And so I'm grateful that I managed to get past that part and make sure that I'm more than comfortable with this journey. So after deciding that 2,000 rands is going to be the emergency fund for me, I had to now think, do I have 2,000 rands? And I did not have 2,000 rands to start off my emergency fund. But what I did have is 500 rands. Step number 1 is completed and done, and I can move on to step number 2. The second issue that I had with the 7 baby steps in general was the fact that I was worried that my income is not enough to make it even possible for me to ever complete step number 2, which is paying off my debts. So about a year and a half ago, I opened up a business and I had a very, very slow start. And then eventually last year, I really picked up and I was doing quite well, in the sense that I was able to buy and sell and get a profit, take that profit, buy and sell. So the train was moving, and I had this brilliant idea in my head that with time I can pay myself for the work that I'm doing. As much as it's my business, I wanted to be able to pay myself. So I just found myself in the cycle of getting the payment, buying stock again, getting the payments, buying stock again, until COVID happened and I was stuck with a whole lot of stock. And that's when I realized that as much as one of the main recommendations when you're deciding to get out of debt is to actually find a second income, for me, I sadly did not reach the point where my business started becoming a second income. So I had to make a decision to actually close, and I closed. It was a very, very emotional time for me because I had so many plans with regards to my business. But that being said, I fully understand why I had to close at that particular moment. The dream is just deferred. Yeah. The last issue that I needed to iron out was the whole issue of a budget plan. Now, I've always been the type of person to have a budget Excel sheet. The only issue is that I never used it effectively. So I created one with the help of my brother and a dear friend of mine, and it's ready. It's ready to be used. It's being used as we speak. And so as far as knowing exactly how much came in, what I used it for, how much is left over every month, or if I have anything left over every month. That part is sorted. Thank you so much for joining me. That's all I had for this video, and I'm so happy that I'm back, and hopefully I will not allow life as you know it to keep me away for too long ever again. And I'm looking forward to the next video. Please subscribe, share with your friends and family. I am also on Instagram at EveryCentCountsTGI. I will, I must, and I believe that I can start wherever I'm at. See you all later. Keep safe. Bye.